Let's get you to some breaking news because Stewartville Public Schools in Minnesota, they are closed today because of an emergency at the high school campus. The superintendent says there was a shooting in the parking lot of Stewartville High. Officials say there's no safety concern at this time, but they held this press conference just moments ago. So let's listen in.
So at approximately 5 a.m. this morning, our dispatch received a call that a person had been shot in the parking lot of the Stewartville High School located at 440 6th Avenue Southwest in the city of Stewartville. Our deputies immediately were dispatched and responded to the scene. Deputies learned as they arrived that 2 people had been shot in the parking lot. Deputies, school staff, Stewartville first responders, Stewartville Fire Department, and Mayo Clinic Ambulance all responded to the scene and provided medical care as quickly as possible. A juvenile male victim was transported to St. Mary's Hospital in Rochester by Mayo Clinic Ambulance Service and went immediately into surgery. The initial investigation revealed that a bus was in the front of the school getting ready to transport the wrestling team to a meet. One of the teammates was walking in the parking lot when a gunshot was heard by others. The victim was located on the ground in the parking lot, I might add, by coaching staff. As other staff and students were looking around at that moment to see what had happened, they heard a second shot. An adult male was located laying on the ground nearby with a rifle in hand. The subject appeared to have suffered a self-inflicted gunshot wound. This subject was then pronounced deceased at the scene. A reunification center was set up with the assistance of Stewartville school staff. The students were reunited with their families as soon as possible. And additional counselors and chaplains from our chaplain corps and the Rochester Police Department chaplain corps responded and assisted at the reunification center. All students and parents have been reunified at this time. For the victim's family, the student that was transported to the hospital, they have given us permission to release this much. He is in the hospital, he has been in surgery, and he is in critical but stable condition at this time. I cannot go into any other details from that point forward. The Sheriff's Office has been in contact with both families of the involved parties as well, so including the party that was deceased at the scene. We have been in communication with them, and they are fully cooperating at this moment with our investigation. The Sheriff's Office will continue the investigation and the events surrounding this incident to understand what took place and provide possible answers going forward. Our condolences go out to everyone here behind me that they represent. Sorry, it's emotional.
All right, I want to bring in CBS News correspondent Tom Hanson, who's following the story for us from our newsroom. And Tom, what else have you learned about the shooting?
Circumstance to be covering, Mugo, but basically what we know right now is this happened in the parking lot of Stewartville High School. That is close to the border between Minnesota and Iowa. Approximately 40 people were on board that bus, a lot of them on the wrestling team. We don't know exactly where they were headed, but we do know that it was a chaotic scene, so chaotic, in fact, that a lot of people didn't even realize what was going on. But just some key takeaways here. A high school student was shot by an adult male this morning in the school parking lot while loading on the bus for the wrestling match. There seems to have been 2 shots fired, one at the student, then a self-inflicted gunshot wound from the shooter. And we do know that the shooter is deceased. The student is in critical but stable condition. Never a story we want to be reporting out here, but yet another act of gun violence in this country, Mugo, and certainly something we're going to be following as it develops.
Yeah, just very unfortunate. Tom Hanson, thank you so much for your reporting.